Hey, drop.
All right, guys, welcome to the Buchanan County Sports Podcast, episode 22. Go over a recap for last week. Not a whole lot going on with the holidays and everything. On Monday, Twin Valley traveled to Thomas Walker. Boy, that's a trip, ain't it?
That's a trip.
Twin Valley 41, Thomas Walker 70. Braden White, another good game. Seems like not only is he averaging 17 points, it seems like that's exactly what he gets almost every game. 17 points, 6... I'm not sure what happened there. 6 assists, we'll say 2 rebounds. That was actually what he sent there. It says 6 assists and 2 assists, so I don't know what that was all about. Brandon Mullins, 9 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 2 steals. Logan Dotson, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Nate Stiltner, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Hunter Cantrell, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Hunter Smith, 4 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Blake Cooper, 4 rebounds, 1 block. Josh Keller, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Chris, you all had a chance to play against Twin Valley there in the Hooper Latcha tournament there.
We did.
Yeah. Got to see him early in the season. And Braden, he's pretty good on the court, ain't he?
He's a solid player. But, you know, I expect that from Braden, if you know him. But one of the kids that really stood out to me was the Brandon Mullins.
Yeah.
I knew his dad. I worked with him years ago. And it's been a long time since I'd seen him on the court, and he'd really improved in just athleticism and shooting the ball and defense, you know. So, yeah, they got some kids, you know, that can help them out through the year.
Yeah. And then I'll maybe go ahead and get you to touch on the Hurley one here in a minute, Chris. First off, we got the Hurley girls 48-40 over Riverview and Bradshaw on Monday. Brianna Stacy, 18 points, 20 rebounds. Brooklyn Owens, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals. Jalen Dotson, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Emily Mullins, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. She's a scrappy little all-around player, ain't she?
She is.
Haley Hurley, 3 points, and Skylar Baker, 2 points. And also that night, the Hurley boys also played at Riverview there. You want to go over that one for us?
Riverview's, you know, they're just AA school. You got better numbers. You got, you know, better athletes to choose from. You know, Hurley's boys, they'll compete. I mean, they're not going to give up. You know, Roger.
I know you and Pistol was talking about that, you know.
Yeah, there's
Despite
no quitting.
their performance, they ain't quitting on you at least.
If they can get, you know, we get them in the gym to where the fundamentals is killing them. Absolutely killing them. That, you know, and I don't care to say this out loud. Anybody that knows me says you know, they know I'm going to speak my mind, but they've just not really had anyone to really push them to work on fundamentals. And that's the aspect of the game right now that's really killing them. And they're working hard to try to improve in those areas. It's just you just can't do it in a couple
It's hard
of weeks.
at that level when you got to go back and start from ground one with some of them as far as teaching basic fundamentals and stuff. I mean, it really slows the pace down as far as being able to get them to where you want to get them. I mean, we've talked about, you know, handling the press and stuff. You can't hardly work on that without, you know, going back to the basically page one, you know.
Well, that's where I challenge our little league coaches and our middle school coaches to teach fundamentals. When they get up to the high school level, like Chris is coaching, fundamentals is not there. They should already be there in fundamentals, because it's hard to teach older kids, older adults, fundamentals.
Well, these boys that Hurley's got right now, they don't have really a whole lot of, under the belt anyway, don't have a lot of games they've actually participated in. And they've been on a team, and a couple of them's not played in, you know, several years. But
that's tough.
It's really tough. But the biggest issue when you were talking about Little League is that, and I blame coaches. I blame the high school coaches for not getting involved soon enough. You know, and you've got coaches in this new school that should be stepping down right now and talking to people and say, I need you down there. I need your help. You know, let's do this and implement the next process, have it already installed.
Yeah.
Don't wait until it's like, all right, I wished I'd done this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I completely agree with Chris. Chris Chris has coached for a long time. He's refereed for a long time. He sees it firsthand. Like he said, these new coaches at Southern Gap High School need to be stepping back and looking at what they have coming. No matter if they got to go to Hurley, go to Twin Valley, go to Grundy, they need to step back and look and say, this is what we got. Let's start working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got like with Hurley right now. This tells you where a program's at when you've got a true freshman guard that's leading your team in scoring, and he's probably got the most experience from a standpoint of pressure and stuff like that. He's played the most, and it shows, with Ethan Deal. But there's several kids on that team that's capable of being leaders, that's capable of doing a lot more. And hopefully, more practice they get in, the better they'll get. And take one game at a time. That's what I keep telling them. So we'll just have to take it in strides and take you licks, and hopefully they improve enough by the end of the season they can tell it.
Yeah.
Ethan Deal's an athlete, all-around athlete. He's a good kid. I know you mentioned him, Chris, just then. Can't say enough about Ethan. He's just a good kid, good athlete.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this since '92, guys, and I've had a lot of teams, a whole lot of boys and girls teams through the years. And I'm not just saying this, to try to make them feel good. I've told their parents this is the first group of kids I've ever been around that complete from top to bottom are just good kids.
Yep.
You don't have that. You're always going to have boys, kind of like, hey, why do you pass that? That's just basketball. That's just kind of stuff. But you don't see it in practice. You don't hear it on the floor as much. You getting blowed out because that's usually when the finger pointing starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about the character.
Yeah.
Good deal.
But I guess moving on to Tuesday, Council, big matchup with Patrick Henry. Council will come out on losing end, unfortunately. The first loss for the girls this year, 46-51. Ella, 25 points, and I don't know how in the world she ended up 25. She literally took, I ain't ashamed to say this, even if Patrick Henry's watching, they absolutely beat her to death. And Megan as well. Megan took a fall and hit her head on the floor. It was... they was picking them up full court, trapping them in the corner. Even as good as Ella is, and she struggled with the press and everything at times, but they kept it close the whole game and actually pretty much led most of the game. And Patrick Henry just kept whittling away at it and took the win by 5. Ella with 25 points, Megan Hess another big game of 15, Lindsay Ratliff 2, Cadence Runyon 2, and Shaylee Ratliff 2. But
it makes it tough when you see a team top 2 scorers is usually your guards.
Yeah.
And you don't have inside game to take the pressure off. And you see that, and I think me and you had talked about her getting double and triple teamed sometimes. And then all the fouls and stuff, it's almost, maybe it's a bad comparison, but like a Caitlin Clark type of game where you see kids just get beat to death. And I will say this, and I threw off on officials before the season started, a lot of them. We've not had a real bad officiated, even in West Virginia. That really surprised me on how well it was officiated over there. For us now, the girls' games went a little bit different. They let a lot more go. But all in all, officiating that I've seen so far have been pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to watch this game. It sounds like from what you've said and a few more I've heard from it's pretty rough.
Yeah, and Ella, I swear her shooting, it's still amazing at times, man. She had one, and they actually had a guy calling the game, and I really hope that maybe when we go to Southern Gap, that somebody can do that. I'm not sure what the setup is, how you get somebody's voice into the broadcast or whatever, but that made the game a whole lot better. I'm not saying the guy was top notch or anything,
no.
But just having someone sitting there, calling the action. And I know one thing, she hit one and literally her foot was almost out of bounds. And he's like, boy, that one would make Steph Curry proud or something like that. But
at Southern Gap, they will have somebody over that.
Yeah.
Yes, they will have somebody announcing that.
Every one of these broadcasts are so different too. Some of them will have I guess there's a camera pointing at the scoreboard,
Yes.
which is kind of odd. And sometimes it's blurry and you can't see. And then when the girls and boys at Grundy played Eastside last week, the score, it was very professional. It was on the bar down at the bottom.
Yes.
Thought that was great.
Well, I think this new one's supposed to be like that. The setup on all that's supposed to be similar to that.
But yeah, with the holidays and everything after that, you got Christmas Eve on Wednesday, Christmas Day on Thursday, and they wasn't nothing scheduled for the week and everything. But I guess that's about it for the weekly recap. But it'll be basketball a little slow there with some weather the past few weeks, and and then with the holidays. But after New Year's, it's going to kick in full blast, and there's a couple teams got some games to make up also. So I'm sure we'll be seeing some of them play 4 games in a week.
Actually, Hurley plays tomorrow. The JV boys and the varsity girls play at home tomorrow.
Yeah,
against Northwood. So, and that's not a makeup game, but I think they've already had to postpone 2 or 3 games due to weather, sicknesses, and stuff like that.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's
not on the schedule.
Yeah.
No.
That wasn't on the schedule we see.
I did not get that. So. And Chris, not you, of course, the other Chris, he seems to be, I get like tweaks in the schedule all the time.
Yeah, that's throughout the year. That's usually about any time. But for some reason, some of these schools that they've got on their schedule has double scheduled us or scheduled Hurley, and it's caused some conflict and then once you get into your district games, it's even harder to make it up.
You're just gonna have to. Ain't got time to do it,
Right, you have to take him out.
But that's, I guess that's it for the recap. We'll move on to the interview segment.
Half that team is.
All right, guys, we're here with Brianna Stacy, Hurley senior. She helped lead the Lady Rebels to a 48-42 win over Riverview Tuesday at Bradshaw. Brianna would have a double-double by scoring 18 points and grabbing 20 rebounds. With the win, the Lady Rebels improved to 6-1 on the season. That's a heck of a start, We've not seen a start like that from the Rebels in quite a while, ain't it, Chris?
It's been a while. When you've had 3 different coaches here since you started the high school level. I guess 4 if you count JV.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's been on a different program every year. It's tough on any kids that goes through that many coaches.
But Tim,
got a few questions.
Okay.
If you don't mind answering them, and some of them, if you don't know the answer, we'll just move on.
Okay.
What part of the game have you improved the most over on the off season for this season coming in? What have you improved on?
I think I've improved the most with like finishing in the paint, because I used to struggle a lot with that. I still struggle a little bit, but I think I've improved with it a lot. And being more aggressive, I've really never been an aggressive player. And this year I feel like I've done pretty good being more aggressive than I used to be.
Yeah, I think all that makes sense. In 20 rebounds and being able to finish 18 points, you can definitely tell that's definitely been a spot of improvement.
Yeah.
How do you prepare mentally before a big game?
I really just try not to goof off. It's kind of hard for me, especially like on the bus rides there with our friends and stuff. I feel like I play better if I'm more serious, like leading up to the game, and practicing a lot outside of like our school practices with my team. I feel like that's helped me a lot, because my dad, he really tries to get me to finish good under like in the paint and stuff. We'll practice and he'll play defense on me and be kind of aggressive, which it does help, because those girls are aggressive. They're really aggressive, actually.
Yeah, that's true. How do you handle pressure situations late in a close game?
I really just try not to think about it, just not really think about the score, and just kind of play like we normally would, because I feel like if you're thinking about like, hey, if I make one mistake, then this could cause us to lose the game, I feel like that would just like stress you out and make you
real tense.
Yeah, just make you like make more mistakes than if you were just calm about the whole situation.
As you being a senior this year, what makes this team so special to you?
There's a lot of my good friends on this team, and a lot of the girls I've always played with, they're still on the team, and I'm really close with a bunch of the girls, and it's just, I love being able to play with them, especially Emily. I'm really close with her, and I like to play in the game with her. It makes it more special.
On that subject and everything, we've discussed, what Emily has been through in the last little bit, and how have you all as a team kind of rallied around her and everything, and kind of showed her love during this difficult time.
Yep.
It was an outpouring. I mean, I at the funeral. I mean, I think pretty much all the team was there,
Yeah.
coaches, staff. You know, they were all there to support her.
And she's really pushed through it a lot.
She's done
You
great
think
with it.
like her dad really loved to watch her play basketball,
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of what she thinks about, like making him proud and stuff. And he would be really proud of her. She's a really good player, and she's just a really good person in general.
She's a
Yeah.
fireball on defense.
Yeah, she is.
She's real
She
good.
is.
She's scrappy.
What does it being a good teammate mean to you?
I think it means a lot to me because I just want all my teammates, all the girls, to succeed in what they do. And it makes me happy seeing them do good while playing, like more than it makes me happy doing good. Like I would rather them do better and get like recognized and stuff than me, because I feel like everybody on our team works really, really hard.
So you're not selfish.
No,
That makes a good basketball player.
Yeah.
Not being selfish.
I feel like all of us really aren't selfish people. Like Chris talks about it a lot. We're never really like, we don't look for getting points. We kind of just like, we're not any ball hogs or anything. We're always distributing the ball within everybody.
What's the hardest challenge you faced as a basketball player?
Probably having to take a year off. I feel like that I think about it a lot sometimes, that if I could have played that year, if I would have done better, but I try not to think about it too much.
What does discipline mean to you as an athlete?
Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you're an athlete, how do you discipline yourself to be a better
Like,
athlete?
do you,
Well, I know
your
you-
sleep habits, your eating habits, stuff
You
like
said
that.
earlier also that you work on your own time. That's a
Yeah.
form of discipline.
that's
No one's having to tell you to go and work on your shot or whatever.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself to.
And really, like, if I have to miss a practice, I try to make up for what we would have done that practice at home to try to, like, not miss out on as much. And Chris helps a lot with that. He'll, like, message me and tell me what we done that practice so I can do the same thing at home, or, like, run to try to get in more shape, because our team, that's something our team struggles with. I feel like we're all not in the best shape and we get really tired. So I've tried to be in, like, get that better and stuff and stay in shape.
What's something basketball has taught you to apply that applies to your everyday life?
Don't be so hard on yourself. Everybody's going to make mistakes and mess up, and you shouldn't like think about that all the time. Just try to do better and not make that same mistake again.
How do your coaches help you succeed beyond the game?
Well, really, Chris, there's a lot of people that really sit on the bench and support us whenever we're playing, like Chris and Zach and Stephanie. And they all really, and Nick too, I forgot about Nick, but they're all just encouraging us. If we make a mistake, they just try to help us get it out of our head and not think about it so much. And if we're really like hard on ourselves, they just tell us to not be so hard on ourselves that everybody's going to mess up. And they're always supporting us if we do something good or if we do something bad. They never really get mad at us or anything, which helps me a lot. I don't like getting screamed at.
Everybody shuts down, don't they?
Yeah.
What advice would you give a younger player just starting out?
Just don't be so hard on yourself and put in the work if you want to do better, and just have a good time while you do it. It's not all so serious. Like, everybody wants to win, but you shouldn't beat yourself up over not winning.
What goals do you have for the rest of the season?
My goal is to not lose as much, because I feel like we're doing good so far, and a lot of people look down on Hurley, and I just want that to change. I just want us to win and try to show people how good we can be and our full potential.
What would you like to be remembered for as a player at the school?
I would just like to be remembered as a good teammate, just somebody who wasn't selfish and a good ball player in general.
How has playing basketball shaped you where you are today?
I love playing basketball. I think it's really helped me with like being determined to get stuff done or going to practice and stuff. It really just gives you something to do. You're not bored, and it's all fun. I never thought I would like playing basketball as much as I do today. I didn't start playing until I was in like the 7th grade, and I didn't ever think I would be the type of person to like sports. But I really like it, and playing basketball really opened me up to playing more sports. So I think it's helped me just be an athlete.
What does wearing your school jersey mean to you?
Being a Hurley Rebel means a lot to me because I feel like a lot of people don't look at Hurley. They look at Hurley as like a bad school and all this and that, but I think just being a Rebel is being like, it's been really special to me because my school is not what people make it out to be. Like, there's so many great people, and I love playing with my team and showing people how good we can be.
Other than basketball, what other sports do you play?
I cheer, and I've been doing track, and I used to play tennis, but I don't know if I'm going to play it this year.
Okay. With all that being said, if you can pick one other sport to play, and it could be anything, what would you try out for?
Anything in the world.
Anything in the world? I don't really know. I've been wanting to play pickleball.
There you go.
I've been wanting to play pickleball.
That's been talked about
we
a
get
lot.
that
It'll be
in
next
Yes.
Olympic sport. You
I've
watch.
been wanting to play this. I've watched people play pickleball, and I think it would be fun.
That's all the question I have. I want to say congratulations on being Player of the
Thank
Week,
you.
and keep working, because in the paint's where you win ball games.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, rebound and put it back up, and just rebound and get kicking it out or something. People don't understand the crucial of. We do, and Chris does. I mean, we understand, but a lot of people just sit in the stand. They don't understand the pressure that you got to fight for that ball in
Yeah.
the paint and get it. But sound like you're doing well, and I hope your senior season goes really well, and it's already kicking off good. You know, so congratulations on being our Buchanan County Sports Podcast Player of the Week.
That was,
you.
that was something that stood out for me, wasn't the 18 points, because I think you're more than capable of scoring. The 20 rebounds stood out the most.
That's what I was happy for. I told Chris, I was like, I don't even care about my points. Those 20 rebounds, that's the most I've got. Like,
You've actually, you probably, in some of the games I've watched, you've passed up a lot of good shots just to get the teammate open. Sometimes you can be too unselfish. You know, you can, and you know, you just, some kids just don't have it in their DNA to be that way, but sometimes you have to be that way. But, you know, that game against Riverview, start of the game, I was like, this could be bad.
Yeah.
Because the officiating, like I say, it was better for us than it was you all. But they started letting a lot of stuff go. And girls have a tendency to never forget anything.
Yeah.
And you fouled me in the first quarter, I'm going to remember it in the fourth.
Yeah.
And some of that can carry over. That was my kind of fear that may happen, but luckily it didn't. But y'all were just a balanced game throughout, you know, with Brooklyn and Jalen both scoring 10 apiece, U18. I'm pretty sure that was your highest
Yeah.
points of the year, or so far of the season.
Yes.
And touching back on, you say Chris, it's Chris Wolford, you know, Coach
Yeah.
Wolford, you all. Speaking on him, you know, you've had, like I say, several different coaches now. What does he, as a coach, bring differently than the other coaches you had?
He really, like, when we get in the locker room at halftime, he'll be like trying to, instead of like kind of like dogging us for the bad things we had done, he's like kind of telling us how we can like work on them and encouraging us to do it better instead of like being like, why are you doing this wrong? He's just like, let me help you make it right, you know? He just kind of, he's more of a calm, he kind of just like encourages us to do better all the time.
Now, you were on the floor when this took place, but when y'all were playing Tasman, and you know, Chris normally don't let a lot of stuff shake him, but he was literally like ready to pull his hair out because he knew that you all should be playing better than what you
Yeah.
were, and you all just came out of the gates just flat.
Yeah.
And it took y'all a full quarter, but he's like, he called timeout. He chewed you out pretty good. Not so much about, you know, like as you said, not so much as what, he ain't gonna chew you out over anything he knows that you can't do.
Yeah.
So he's just, this is not what you're not doing this, and this is what you should be doing. And it's like, y'all went on the floor, light switch came on,
Yeah.
and y'all started playing much better. You know, I've seen coaches there through the years, a lot of places, but in particular there, that do more yelling than coaching. I used to be bad for that. And it was like, you want more for your players than sometimes your players want. And it can carry over to that temperament to where that you take it out on the players instead of actually
Yeah.
coaching them. Chris does a good balanced job of that with you guys. He did the same thing with the boys, I thought, last year. You know, but touching on that, you know, and the players that you've playing with now, because you've seen, last couple of years, you've had some seniors come and go, and now that you're a senior, and now you're thinking, okay, it's not just that you're playing your last season; it's the last season Hurley's in existence. That what you want to leave behind is, as you said, even though it's not last year, you still want to change that cultured mind that we're not what people think we are. And I love that about you all. It's not just you. I think the whole team. I don't see a bad kid on any of the teams, the JV or the varsities.
Yeah, you said that about the boys earlier
too.
The
JV boys put in extremely amount of work that, and they're undersized, but they got all kinds of speed. Coming up to this new school, they're going to have some good guards. I think that right now for you all, your guard play with Emily, bringing the ball up, and even her missing those couple games, she came back, and get the first game back, it was like, you could tell she was hurt, but she didn't let it affect her defense and stuff like. If anything, I thought she played harder.
Yeah, that's how I feel. She's done really good. Like, you wouldn't know that she was going through the hurt that she is. It's like she just tries to block it out while she's playing, and she does a really good job at it. Her and Jalen, they're both really good point guards. I'm really proud of both of them.
Sometimes that can be a way to escape from something like that.
Well, I've seen it go two different ways, but y'all really tighten it. You can tell it right away. And her mom Stephanie's a super great person. We got a heart of gold. But these things can either put a wedge, depending on how the person reacts, or it can bring you closer together as a team. And when I saw, all you guys at that funeral and, paying your respects, not just for Timmy, but also Steph and Emily, I mean, I was like, this is like a family thing, and I see that on the floor for you guys. And a lot of that has to do with you girls, but I think Chris has done the right thing. I'll tell you this story, y'all, you know this because you was there, but they had missed school for 2 or 3 days and they'd been in school, and we were getting ready to go play a game. And Chris said, he said, I'm going to get their head right. And he says, and it's always true that when kids miss school and they got a routine, and they're out of that routine, y'all have a tendency to be flat. So Chris walks them down the hall. It's like just like it was a day of school, takes them to the classroom, does all this stuff to try to get their mind right. And I used to do something similar to that, but I thought this is the right thing. Your players, and he knew how y'all would react. And, that's great that he's got that chemistry with you all. And, that this season, the way it started out for y'all, and look at your schedule, the schedule's good for y'all. It's you're playing competition that you can actually compete against and play with. And in doing so, you're at the end of the season when it comes to district, you've got a little bit of momentum, you've got a little bit of skill to where that I know what I can and can't do. I think you all so far have not really faced what I would consider a defensive full court press. Now that's something I think that, and I know Chris works on this stuff, y'all. Is that something that you feel like comfortable that you can handle?
So we had got full court press one game. It was not, they didn't do it for a long time. It was just for a little bit, and we struggle with it a little bit, but Chris, he has good plays and it helps us out and stuff, and we broke their press, and I like our press. I like for us to press. I don't remember, I think it might have been Tazewell we were pressing, and Chris just made us stop after we were winning by so much, and I know a lot of our starters wanted to go back in and press to get the score up more, but Chris isn't that kind of coach or whatever. He ain't looking at the scoreboard. It's a win to him.
Well, I like Chris's mentality with that. We took the varsity boys took a beating at Tazewell. And, I've known the coach for a long time. He had no reason to do what he did, but he did. That's
what Chris talked about that game, that the Tazewell coach shouldn't have done what they did to your varsity boys.
I took it and went on, but, he gave me the excuse as, he always does this stuff, until halftime, then that was complete BS. I've watched 5 of his games, and we were the first ones that he pressed. But when Chris came out, he's like, okay, that's enough. He backed off. He knew. But really, that was really what turned the tides in that game for you all, was that press. And that was the first time I'd seen you all really trying to get after it on the press. And I could tell right away, it's like, okay, once the light switch flipped for y'all, y'all started getting after it.
Sometimes we start off real slow, and then sometimes at the third quarter after halftime, we can start off slow sometimes. But after Chris kind of talks to us and jumps onto us a little bit, we kind of flip it back. I don't know what makes us do it. Chris was talking to the team about it. We just kind of get lazy. I don't know why. We just get lazy and then it just like goes away. But I wish we could just start off without any of that. I think Riverview, we started off really good. We didn't really have that laziness. Riverview was very aggressive though. They were
that was a
getting
game.
to us,
That was a game that could have went either way for y'all. You could have lost your composure and it got away from you, but y'all stayed right there. And your foul shooting came in handy, and your rebounding. Those two aspects that Tim's talked about.
Yep.
You know, but I do appreciate you being here, and I congratulations, Tim says, for being Player of the Week. Hopefully, we get you in here again.
Hope so.
Keep working hard.
Got 2 games next week. Got Riverview again at Hurley on Friday, and then you said Northwood on Monday.
Yeah,
and
that starts at 2 o'clock. The JV starts at 2, and then y'all play at 3, right?
Yep.
Okay. All righty. But congratulations on being Player of the Week, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. Next up here on the podcast, we got Talen Looney from Grundy. He's a senior. Finished first at the Bobby Bates Classic last Saturday in Wise. Talen started the tournament off with a bye in the first round. Won the second and third round matches, scores 3-0. Then the quarterfinals, he would pick up and win 12-1, followed by a 7-0 win in the semifinals, and then would end up winning at the 190 pounds with a 3-0 win in the championship, and was named most outstanding wrestler of the tournament. Congratulations on the Player of the Week and also on your big victory last weekend.
Thank you.
Champion, Bobby Bates. That's huge, isn't it?
Yep.
Anybody talks about Bobby Bates tournament, everybody wants to win. I know we had Brody Ford on here a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I want Bobby Bates tournament. Everybody wants to win that tournament.
Yep.
Why?
It's local. Everybody kind of shows up and watches. So it's a big tournament, 30-plus teams. So it's good to win.
It's about like your state champion tournament, your state tournament. I mean, you've got enough teams in that.
Well, I guess you've got a lot of the top ones in the state that you'll see at that point.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. What part of your wrestling has improved the most this season?
I'd probably just say like my footwork on my feet. I worked on that throughout the whole summer with Gabe. So.
Okay. How do you prepare mentally before stepping on the mat? I know you've got a routine you go through because every wrestler does.
I kind of just, like bounce around a little bit, put my headgear on, and just kind of zone in and just kind of like plan what I'm going to do in my match.
Like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a movie. That's old school stuff there. Your dad taught you well on that. What's your favorite move or setup and why?
On my feet, I would say the low single. And then if I'm on top, I like the 3/4 Nelson.
What goes through your mind during a close match? Let's go back to last year, your state finals match. What goes through your mind on that?
Well, so the previous year, I never really, like the state finals, I never really worked on committing and taking those shots that I need to. And then last year in the state finals, I was like, it has to be different. And I ended it in the first period, so I knew I had to work and pinned them.
Right. Wrestling is often called an individual sport within a team. What does that mean to you? So you're individual, you're going for individual champion, but also you want the team to be a champion.
Yeah.
Champions. So what's that mean to you?
I mean, we've always kind of won as a team, so like being individual and the team, it's nothing really new, we win usually about every tournament we go to. This year we'll have to work for it, but I feel confident in our team. So
I was going to ask you, how do you stay confident after a tough loss? You've had some tough losses before.
Yeah.
And how do you stay confident after that?
I think you need those losses to help you I think it gets you better.
Get you hungry, don't it?
Yeah,
It keeps you.
That makes you want to win more.
That grit.
Yeah.
You want more. You want to improve more on it. Yeah. What does mental toughness mean to you as a wrestler?
You're basically starving yourself at all times, so you got to be tough if you want to if you want to wrestle. This sport's not easy at all. So
It's not easy. You say it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, cutting weight. You got to eat. You got to eat. Got to measure your portions, what you eat every day.
Very disciplined.
You got to be disciplined. Then you got to have enough strength to go in at 6 o'clock in the morning, do your morning workout, then go back in the evening, do your afternoon workout. So
yeah,
that does take a lot of discipline. It's not just for everybody, but once you're in the club, you're in the club, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What's the most difficult part of training that fans don't see?
I would say either the morning runs or like the nightly workouts that we do. It's like we'll go into practice at like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then we'll come back up later that night and just do another workout.
What sacrifices have you made to wrestle at a high level?
I quit football this year, and I've played it my whole life, and it was hard to make that decision, but I see a future of wrestling in college, so I had to quit football, and I wrestled throughout that season.
What does being a good teammate look like in wrestling?
You gotta always you'll see your teammates lose tough losses. You gotta go up to them and just keep their head up, and they'll be back. So.
Who has influenced you the most in your wrestling career?
Probably say Gabe Pfizer.
Gabe's come into the wrestling club. Of course, he's always been around the wrestling. But Gabe's come right in as a coach that's mentored a lot of you guys. So I can understand your answer on that, because Gabe's great. He's a good competitor. He's awesome as a coach. I think Coach Pfizer's done well bringing him in the program. I think it's a good role for him. What role does leaders play in the wrestling room? You being a senior.
You see kids getting tired at the end of practice. We'll be finished up with conditioning, and they try to get out of it. I just tell them, we'll be done in 5 minutes. Just stay in here and get it done, and then do all that stuff after.
What life lessons has wrestling taught you?
I'd probably say work ethic. You got to actually put in the work to be successful.
What advice would you give a younger wrestler just coming into the program?
You win some, you lose some, but you'll always get better.
How has your coach impacted you beyond wrestling?
I know they'll always be there for me, so I'll always be there for him. So if I ever need to call him, he'll always be there.
That's right. What goals have you set for this season in wrestling?
I want to be a 3-time state champ, try to finish with 100 wins throughout my career, and hopefully I can place at nationals after season.
Let's talk about that 100 wins. How far are you from that?
I think I'm at 86, 85 area. So.
Okay, well, that's good. What does representing your school mean to you?
Last season, Grundy, so this year it's something special, for sure. But once a wave, always a wave,
I've heard that from different schools. They always say that. What match or moment are you the most proud of?
I'd probably say my sophomore year at state finals. Looking over at my dad and Coach Jimmy, he was there for me through my childhood, and I seen him hug, and that was just something special.
How do you want to be remembered as a wrestler?
Really just, I see those little kids, they practice with us, and I want them to look up to me and be like, I want to be like him, and I guess 3-time state, I want them to know that it takes effort to be a state champ,
I'm sure you was in that position yourself at one time.
You had a big brother to look up to. He went through there and everything. So right now you just wrestling, right? Well, you run track too, cross country.
Yeah, I did cross country.
You did cross country, and you're wrestling. Anything in the world other than them two sports, what would you do? Anything.
I would probably I don't really know. I'd probably just be hunting all the time.
That's a sport too.
It's a sport, yeah.
That's a sport too.
I don't
That's
feel
good.
loud in school, but
I'm
that's a
looking
good
for one of
sport.
these wrestlers to come up and say MMA.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be a good too. MMA, there you
Yeah.
go. So college to
Yeah.
wrestle. Have you had any offers?
Yeah, I'm thinking right now Lynchburg or King.
Okay, that's good. I'm very proud of you. Keep up the hard work. I'm wrestling. I told somebody else this might have been Brody. Wrestling and cross country is about the same, but the difference between cross country and wrestling is wrestling you got 6 minutes. A pure heck.
Yep.
Cross country you got 20 minutes,
15 to
18, 20
15 to
minutes.
20, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've done both. So
Yeah.
you know you're plumb exhausted on both of them. Your bodies gave out on wrestling and cross country. So
15 to 20 for them, but it would be about 35 for me.
it would be more than that for me too. So, but congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to watch you to earn your district, your region, your state title. We'll be there to support you and cheer you on. And congratulations on being a Buchanan County podcast, sports podcast player of the week.
Thank you.
That's
Also
all
the
questions.
most outstanding wrestler.
Oh yeah, well, I
last
can't
week,
forget about the most outstanding wrestler there.
Yeah.
Was you surprised on that?
Yeah, honestly I was. You've always had Wyatt Bush there, so him not being there, I picked it up, I guess. He's usually always that one that'll.
So on your low single, do you keep the arm when you go?
No,
You let the arm go and you just pick the leg up.
Yeah, I kind of just go straight to it, and the momentum kind of just takes them down, and I kind of
Right on her back.
Yep.
Yeah. See, if you held that arm, I had to put them right on her back anyway.
The fireman's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But congratulations, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I've watched you grown into a great young man. There are big things coming from you, and we can't wait to watch it. And when you make your decision where you want to go to college,
Yeah.
you can come here and name it. Everywhere to where you want to go.
Yeah, we'll
put
set up
seats
chairs
out
for everybody. And
so your parents can come. And if you want to announce it here on our podcast, I would love to hear you do that. We'd love to do that.
That sounds good.
But that's all I have unless these guys got
Chris,
some more.
you got anything?
Is you wrestled 190, right?
Yeah.
Have you won in any other weight class?
No, my freshman year I was actually heavyweight, and then
That's what I was thinking.
yeah. So I cut down to 190. I've been 190.
That's what your
since.
brother was. He was heavyweight,
Heavyweight,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Which that's what your dad wrestled too, right?
He was like 215 in heavyweight.
Yeah. Which they've changed the weight since then. Those days a little bit. I wrestled for Hurley. Actually, Hurley had a team for a few years, and it's I love basketball.
Yeah, this is actually Chris right here.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's like I was like big as one of my legs now.
That's Hurley's wrestling team in 89-90.
Yeah, but the physicality of wrestling isn't. A lot of people gets the misconception. It's like okay, yeah, it's physical on the mat, but it starts by the way you eat. That's the physical nature of it because of how strict you have to be on your diet. Donnie Mullins, I don't know if you know Donnie or not.
Yeah.
Donnie would always say, I'd grab a piece of pizza, I love to eat and still do. He's like, Pack, you just caught yourself, it's going to be a pin. I was like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't say anything. I just like, blow out. But then, we'd go out or whatever. And then he said, he'd explain to me, if you hadn't ate that, you could have cut weight a little bit. You could have been wrestling down and competed a lot better than going up and wrestling these guys that's got 3 years on you and a lot stronger. It's that thin line of discipline that you have to have. You think it's not that big of a deal. And I admire it because, like I say, I love basketball, but if any sport I could pick and start off as a young kid, I tell him, because it teaches you so much more than just
That seems like the big word for wrestling. It seems like I keep hearing discipline. That's like the number one thing, apparently.
Well, it's the work ethic, because anytime you've got discipline, it carries over into the work ethic, is that you're not going to take shortcuts.
Yeah.
And that's, I remember the first time I walked into the Grundy facility up there, and I was like blown away at what they put in. I'm not talking about what they offer the kids. I'm talking about what the kids offer the school.
Yeah.
Because it's not just their time, and y'all do it extra. It's like I tell my kids in basketball is that 110%. A lot of kids don't understand what that 10% is. You can't give 10. Yeah, you can. It's that time extra that you do on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes the difference up between finishing first or second sometimes. And I really admire everything you all do there. And because I've seen both sides of it. And yeah, actually Hurley had a kid that won the regional his first year, and that's something that you just don't hear of for a small school like that. And I keep thinking if that would have been something they tried 20 years prior and just kind of build up what they could have maybe done. But I've seen what it could do in kids' lives, not just for the last 5 years. I'm talking way back, and Donnie Mullins and Raymond Webb and all those guys. You see how it's kept their, respected in their own right in what they're doing in life. But I see that what wrestling can do. You don't see it with any other sport. I don't. Like basketball, you see arrogance and stuff like that. Football, the same thing. But when you go to wrestling, because it is an individual sport, even though you can win as a team. You can't blame nobody but yourself if you go out there. It ain't like, okay, it was a bad pass or, it was a bad block. It was a bad takedown. I made the wrong move. So all that preparation. And it's funny that you talked about what one of your favorite moves is on the takedown. I actually blew Donnie Mullins' knee out by taking a double A. He was trying to explain to me, and Raymond's like, no, you're doing it wrong. This is the way you should do it. And then Donnie's like, well, try it. So he was thinking high speed, and I was like, okay. Next thing you know, he's cussing me out like, you kill me. And sure enough, he had to have surgery on it. And it can happen that fast, for anybody. So that the preparation that you guys got to put in, and a lot of people don't understand it. They can be haters all they want to. I'm telling you, I've seen both sides of it. I used to love going watching, the age of schemes. It used to be huge. I mean, you know how it was, Tim, back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that was the thing. Even if you wasn't a wrestler, you would still go watch it because there was so much just great athletes there. And a lot of those kids that you seen back then end up going to major colleges and stuff, and you would see them, but I just want to say congratulations. And I look forward to seeing you go into state, barring any injuries. That's always a possibility. Try to keep yourself physically, and mentally prepared, which I'm sure you will. Your dad will stay after you.
Yeah.
So, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ben.
Thank
you.
Appreciate you joining us today.
Mr. Robertson always give a speech when I was there, when I wrestled. I always give back, give your time back to your community. He always did it. Mr. R made the wrestling club, so I always give back. And I know you will. I know the person you are. And I'm so proud of you. So congratulations. I can't speak with volumes for you. Keep up the good work.
Okay, guys, as the week starts and everything, looks like we're back in full steam ahead now after the holidays and everything. Got 2 wrestling tournaments bookending the week, one at the start of the week, one at the end of the week, and indoor track next Saturday. Yeah, that's something, the indoor track and the Aggie Skeens going on at the same time. And then, of course, Grundy's involved in a tournament in Gatlinburg this week, too. So, but run down the action. Monday, Hatfield-McCoy Wrestling Tournament at Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville. Then, like I was saying, the Smoky Mountain Winter Classic in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The Grundy boys will be down there. They'll start off the tournament by playing Chapman, South Carolina. Chris had said that he'd seen a little bit of them before in the past. I watched one of the games last night on TV that they played recently. Looked like a pretty tough team. Yeah. But also on Monday, Council's boys will travel to Thomas Walker. It's always a tough trip down there. And then Hurley will play at home, both boys and girls, against Northwood on Monday.
Just JV boys.
Do what now?
JV boys only.
JV boys.
Okay.
Varsity boys don't play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
Just 2 games. Starts at 2 o'clock.
And then on Tuesday, continuation of the Hatfield-McCoy Wrestling Tournament in Pikeville. And then Grundy will play to be determined in the Smoky Mountain Winter Classic in Gatlinburg. Council's girls will be at J.I. Burton Tuesday, and Grundy's girls will be at Central. Said benefit game, but I talked to Doc, and it's counting towards the standings. So I mean,
still counting towards their record.
Yeah, a lot of times those don't, like in football, before the season start and everything. So I asked, and Grundy will they're guaranteed 3 games no matter what happens here. Yeah. But they'll play also on Wednesday to be determined. How they finish the previous 2 days. Thursday, nothing scheduled with it being New Year's. Friday, the Aggie Skeens Memorial at Grundy starts. Basketball that night, Northwood at Council. We've got Riverview at Hurley, both boys and girls. And then Saturday, the final day of the Aggie Skeens Memorial at Grundy. And indoor track, we've got the East Coast Elite at Roanoke College. I don't know if Council might be joining you all this time on that or not.
I hope they do.
I hope they do. I'd like to see Ella finally get to run her an indoor track meet.
Yes.
She was joking that running indoor track, but she ain't never ran indoor track yet.
Yeah, that's what I asked somebody the other day, and they were talking about that the kids were going to an indoor track meet, and I said, well, where are they going to? And they explained to me it's really not indoor. I said, then why do they call it indoor for?
There's only like 2 places they can go around.
Yeah.
You know,
Roanoke College or
Roanoke or
Liberty.
Liberty. Yeah, Liberty.
That's the closest indoor facility we have.
That that one I seen here that the wrestling match they're having down to Appalachia Wireless Arena, is that like something new that they've just started the last few years? Because I don't remember that.
They've just started that last couple of years.
But this is the first time Grundy.
This is the first time Grundy's
Grundy
ever
moved
won.
the Aggie Skeens up a week to be able to participate.
Just it's a good tournament. It's a tough tournament. They have some good competition. So
Now Sheldon Clark used to be pretty good.
they still are.
I
Johnson
remember
Central.
wrestling against them. They had some.
Yeah,
Their head
studs.
coach actually went to college with my brother, and Alice Floyd. Well, he used to be their head coach. They've switched since then.
Yeah,
But
they're
they used to
still
be pretty
tough.
solid.
Johnson Central's tough down there. Yeah, there's still some tough competition. It's good for Grundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson Central seems to have a lot of good sports programs.
Yes. Well, they should.
Yeah. But really look forward to seeing how Grundy's boys does in this one in Gatlinburg. Be some good competition for them to get them ready for the postseason later on. So I think it'll be good for them. Sometimes it's okay to take a loss. You learn a lot from it and stuff, especially these early season ones like this.
I think you learn more out of a loss than you do a win.
Yeah.
And Chris can talk on that because he's been around coaching it more than I have ever been around it. But yeah, he knows you learn a lot more from a loss than you do a win.
Yeah. And then of course the Aggie Skeens.
Age is
Yeah.
that's huge for Grundy Wrestling Club. That's been there for many years. Can't thank the Skeens family enough.
I did a little research on that, and it's like from what I read online, and you read a lot of things. They apparently he got them their first mats.
Yep.
That he put forth the money to help get the first mats for Grundy Wrestling.
Yes. And the Skeens family's been highly involved in Grundy Wrestling Club for many years.
Yeah.
Just like the Bunn family has, and the Robertsons has, and the Jim Wayne Childerses and all them. I mean, it takes a big air of people to do it, but they done it right.
Yeah. And we mentioned a indoor track. We got a few from different schools participating now. Glad to see that. And Grundy, we had Lonnie on last week. A real good interview with Lonnie last week. She's awesome.
Coach Webb on her birthday.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but definitely look forward to all the action next week. A lot of things going on. But you got anything to add, Tim?
I just want. I hope and pray all of our schools, athletes, have a good, safe week being off from school. And all of our teachers have some time off just to reflect, just chill out and
Get
enjoy,
their mind right.
enjoy their
Unwind a little
time.
bit.
Because we just came through the best season in the world, Jesus' birthday,
Yeah.
Christmas. So let them wind down and just enjoy a little bit of it because they're getting ready to go back to school in a week. I hope and pray all our athletes that plays this week or whatever they do this week that they'll bar any injuries, so they can have a successful year.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, got anything to add?
No, I just look forward to kids getting back at it and let them enjoy. I know it's a lot of kids, they see, okay, it's time to take off, and if you're not playing a sport, you get to stay at home playing video games or whatever. And those kids and there's still some kids that play sports still stay at home, play video games, don't show up to practice. But for those kids that actually come in and put in the work, it's always good to see them succeed and they're using their craft or whatever it is. And I look forward to the rest of the season and see what happens for them.
Yeah. Definitely been a good few months here, getting this going in 2025 and everything, and much to come in 2026. I was actually just talking to Neil Rasnick this morning, going to try to do like a little 30-year anniversary thing with the 96 team here soon for my local legends thing that I do. Not really sure how successful we'll be at getting Coach Goodman to join us, but
He will.
But we're going to try and try to see how many guys we can get there for that. And I've also reached out to Jeremiah Lester about the 2006 Twin Valley team, who will also be celebrating the anniversary. That team was 20 years ago, as we all know. So hopefully some big things are going. I know you've tried to nail down a date and a time as far as getting maybe to talk to Coach Pfizer.
Yes. Maybe I'll get it sometime this week, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, just let me know on that, and we'll get together and take care of that. And
Yeah.
Chris has kind of had to put the courtside on a little bit of hold right now with helping with coaching at Hurley and stuff. But hopefully we'll be able to get that back a little bit later and stuff. But we definitely glad to have him back here with us today. And
Yes,
Pistol
glad to
behind
see
the
him.
camera, so we ain't having to run back and forth.
It's been a big help.
Yeah.
I always glad to see Chris here. Chris's knowledge of basketball is slim to none.
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, I know. I know what you are with basketball, man. You're well knowledge with it.
You're asking us, and
Yes.
we're saying yes. Yeah. But
thanks to Pistol, man. People don't realize what Pistol does on this podcast. They don't understand what all he does. They think he's just pushing buttons, but no, just him being here, and he is pushing buttons too. But him being here and just with his help is tremendous.
yeah, for sure.
Can't thank him enough.
But I guess that's it for this week, guys. We'll see you again next week.
Yeah, hey, drop.